In this module, we'll discuss the increasing emphasis on quality and continuous improvement in manufacturing. Customers are the critical component to all of this, because without a customer, there's no need to produce a product. Customers have expectations on products they purchase regarding appearance, durability, and dependability. Think about some products you've purchased recently. Were you satisfied with their appearance? Did they last long enough for you? And were they dependable enough? If a product doesn't meet their standards, there are consequences to this. This module will focus on the various practices and methods companies use to achieve quality control. So as you move through this module, think about the aspect of manufacturing you may be interested in going into once you graduate, or whatever business you're looking at or whatever career you're looking at going into. Think about how quality could impact those aspects. Quality is when a product meets or exceeds expectations and needs of a customer. There's a quick checklist you can do on quality. Does it do what it's intended to do? Does it meet expectations? Do customers believe it surpasses their needs and expectations? And is there superiority to competitors at competitive prices? Think about a product you have recently purchased. Run through these 4 checklists. Did the product you purchased actually meet these 4 criteria of test quality? When we talk about components of quality, it is essential that we work on improvement of the production processes to prevent problems. That occurs through teamwork, focusing on training and leadership from a management perspective, breaking down communication barriers within a company and to customers, because it's critical when there's a quality error that employees know the steps they take to rectify the situation. If not, the employee will not alter the process, hence quality will suffer. And then it's critical that we use stats and data for quality decisions. If there's an error somewhere, we really need to understand why that error is occurring and how we rectify it to make more income for the company, because there's less downtime and less low quality products that have to be discarded. How does quality affect the bottom line? It promotes customer loyalty. Think of your favorite brand of clothes or shoes. Why do you buy those? That's what keeps you coming back. It's the pieces of loyalty that helps that company to retain you as a customer and improve or maintain the products that they produce for you. Standard operating procedures are important in quality control. They're a complete set of written instructions to perform a task. While that might seem mundane and unnecessary, the reality is, in order for companies to continue to produce high quality products that are consistent, everyone must have the same standard operating procedure. I like to use McDonald's when I think of standard operating procedure. When I was in Germany, a hamburger at McDonald's was very similar to a hamburger here in the United States, and the same with a Quarter Pounder. So if McDonald's can mass produce a product with a standard operating procedure that is very similar at every location in the globe, that is the value and the understanding of complete written instructions to perform a task. When we talk about a quality management plan, there are 4 aspects to that quality management plan. They are quality planning, understanding you know how to achieve that, quality assurance, knowing what your standards are, quality control, how do you fix it, and continuous improvement. And continuous improvement is that piece of where we have this product at this level, how do we continue to increase the quality of the product while retaining the bottom line for the customer? Quality planning is a design process that meets the customer's needs. It is critical that a company knows their customer's needs, identifies product specifications so we know what that customer is looking for, and we set a product's tolerance. And we'll talk more about tolerance in just a few minutes. Who is the customer? Well, each of us are customers. And a customer is anyone that receives the products. Customers can both be external and internal. Internal customers are your team members, your workers in the department, supervisors, people who have to buy into that process to make quality happen. Your external customers are your wholesalers, those who buy the bulk. Your intermediate people who move the retail pieces between the manufacturing company and the customer, the retailers that sell the product, and the consumers who purchase the product. So those are the two types of customers. How we determine customer needs is very basic. It's delivering it in a timely manner. Each of us have probably had something not delivered on time, which alters our perception of that company. That a product meets the needs of the individual customer, it's dependable, and it's economical. Let's talk about specifications or specs. Specs are detailed descriptions of products or processes, their sizes, colors, and tolerances. Specifications can be included in work orders, which are the instruction sheets, technical drawings, or recipes, depending upon the product. Now we're going to talk about tolerance. Tolerance is critical because it's the amount of variation allowed in measurements and qualities. So how far off can that product be and still be within tolerance is the question. Let me give you an example. Weight tolerance for a product is plus or minus 5 pounds. If the designated weight of a product is 250 pounds, but the actual weight is 244 pounds, is it within its tolerance? No, because there's a 6-pound variance from what it's supposed to be. So it did not meet the tolerance of 5 pounds. It is important for companies and executives to determine the tolerance levels that customers are willing to take. Quality assurance is the next piece that is very important. It's communicating with customers, pre-planning products or prototypes, and understanding the need of a customer. Within that, customer communication is vital. Assuring that the order is understood, that we're meeting standards of the customer, that there are assured competitive prices, and that the customer is satisfied every time so that they have a clear understanding that you as a producer or as the company that's producing it cares about what they're getting. Let's talk about prototypes. Prototypes are awesome products that are full-scale functioning models. So they are the opportunity for you to be realistic, try to repeat it, and see if you can be cost effective. The important thing for a prototype is once it's designed, there's a process that allows it to be re-engineered. So if you look at the picture in the corner, you can see that the concept is in a drawing. It's then transposed into a computer, 3D printed. After it's 3D printed, then you see the prototype or what the product is going to look like. That way you can test the product before you put it into full production and make sure you know if the material is going to fail or there's a safety issue with it. So prototyping is a vital process of creating a full-scale functioning model. When we talk about quality control, most companies do it in a very specific way. They inspect parts, they process data and identify problems, they understand causes of problems, and it's important we understand how quality is obtained. Quality is obtained by each employee knowing the standards, having access to the documents and data for solutions. So whether you're the employee or the manager, it's important that you understand where the standards are based and how your company rates quality. Knowing the specifications and properties is critical. Knowing testing procedures, so how do you test quality? Knowing how to read and interpret statistics. Having charts and databases that allow you to have a quick visual of quality within that company. And having procedures for reviewing quality. Because let's be honest, if you have bought something from a company or a brand of something that was not of high quality, you're not going to go back to it. So quality is the key essential for customers to come back. And you have to have customers returning in order to have a successful company. Quality inspection talks about who and when. The supplier has to quality check before they ship it. The receiver typically quality checks before they accept it. The frontline workers check for quality prior to assembly. So at every stage of the production process and the manufacturing process, there are quality checks. And when we identify the materials and the non-conforming materials, as well as those procedural standards, we can really have a great impact on quality. Why we inspect materials is just like what we've been talking about. So the correct materials have been sent, materials meet specs, and the quantity is correct, as well as the material has arrived on time. So when we think about the quality process, it's as every part manufactured and inspected. They're not, but it's the piece of being able to spot check it so that what we are getting as a customer is at the top of the priority and the top of the quality so that we continue to return. That wraps up Module 5.1 on quality. You are now going to move into Assignment 1, which is the creating a quality plan. As you read through this assignment, quality plans are controlled in all phases of production. You are going to use one of the companies you've been researching or you and your group have been researching and create a quality plan for a product. Present your plan tomorrow and explain how quality is ensured, and you need to cover all phases of the company. Now, obviously, you're going to have to make some of these up and guesstimate what they are, but do your best in thinking about what are the incoming materials, what is the end process, and what are the final goods that you're looking for on a particular product. On Assignment 2, we're going to look into the customer needs. What are the two types of customers? How are they different? And choose a particular product and explain how that product fulfills the categories of availability, function, quality, and price. Again, this is Module 5.1, and we look forward to you advancing on to 5.2.